So guys, let's start. I will read from here in between so I don't forget anything. Yeah, this is kind of a tech geekery video, so if you guys are looking for a wet blade video, you can keep on watching because I show some Easter eggs for upcoming videos. But mostly it's about how to make videos, and if you want to learn more about that, then keep on watching. One more thing, everything you see here I bought by myself, there's nothing sponsored or something, I just show you what makes life easier for me. So some of you guys asked me if I have a second cameraman, and also get the questions how I do my videos. So mostly I say it's like 80% I capture everything by myself. Sometimes my girlfriend helps me, then that's when the footage gets a little bit better. Yeah, until now I used the 5D Mark IV, the 5D Mark III and also the M50. But these cameras, they have a good quality, don't get me wrong. But they are complicated to set up, and I need to have special tripods, and you have to go to the settings. It's nothing you can give somebody else in the hand and say, okay, let's capture me, something like that. That was the reason I was thinking to get a new camera with a better autofocus system. And I was thinking about the R5 for one moment, but it's pretty expensive and the image quality of the 5D Mark IV is still great, so I don't need a new camera. That's why I went for the new iPhone 13 Pro Max, because the battery lasts very long and I can just hand it anybody and he can start to capture movies with it, right? Yeah, and also at the end the iPhone was the better and cheaper option, and it can also shoot high frame rates. That's something I like to do sometimes in my videos. But it don't have the quality of a professional camera, you might think. So let me show you some footage my girlfriend captured of me when I was working in the darkroom. And I think you should go watch that on a very big screen in 4K and go very closely, and then you tell me again that was captured in low light on the iPhone. I will also show you a second clip where I shoot some of my lenses for my upcoming videos indoors. And I was blown away by the quality. It looks better than my mostly used Canon M50 with the 20mm f2 lens. By the way, the quality is only possible with the main lens, so the wide angle and the telelens is too slow for shooting high quality, and also has a tiny sensor compared to the main camera. Yeah, for example, if you have seen my last video, this was captured entirely on the iPhone 13 Pro Max. All the scenes, everything handheld with the built-in image stabilizer, so it worked really great. The next thing, because I want to step up my game a little bit, I was looking for a new gimbal. I had a gimbal before, I had this one, but what can I say, it doesn't do good with the new iPhone 13 Pro Max because the phone is too heavy. And it's also very bulky. So I got myself a new gimbal, and I was looking for something that really helps my work, that makes my work easier. So I'm using the phone for quite everything on a shoot. Like I'm using it as an ATM, I'm using it to print bills for the customers. Now I want to use it also more often with a gimbal, and the main idea behind that is that the gimbal is very easy to use and I don't have to have any hassles with it. Firstly, I bought the new DJI OM5, but then I got a recommendation for the Hohem iSteady V2 because it has some neat features. So I got that one too, because I thought it might be much better. Long story short, for me it's not, but maybe it will be for others. So watch the rest of the video and I'll show you why it's not for me, and it could be really perfect for others. Let's start with mounting the phone on the gimbal. The DJI has a magnetic mount that I can leave on the phone and just pop it on the gimbal without any hassle. Super easy. Magnets are always easy, I love magnets. The Hohem has a traditional mount where you need to center the phone every time you mount it. If you fail to do that, the gimbal can shut down. So I had it at the beginning, it shut down sometimes of me, but after a while I figured out where to put it. But you know, like in a hassle during a shooting, I don't want to think about that. As soon as you balance it the right way, it works as expected and really good. The cool thing on the Hohem is that it has a built-in light and an AI vision sensor that can track you without using the Hohem app, so you can use it with every capturing app you want. More about that later. Additionally, you can buy an extension for the Hohem gimbal. And what is really cool, you can switch between modes directly with the buttons on the gimbal. This is something the DJI cannot do. The OM5 doesn't have this AI sensor, but has an extension and a hinge that what I quite like. For the DJI you can buy an additional clamp with a light like the Hohem has. Let's start with the tracking, that's one of the most important things for me. I like to put me on one side of the frame so I have space to show pictures or videos. When I use the DJI Mimo app, I can select myself for tracking or just press the button on the other side of the stick to start tracking me. After that I can use the joystick to move me to any place on the frame, and from that on the Mimo app will track me at exactly this position. That's pretty cool. In the Hohem app I can calibrate the AI vision sensor to do a similar thing, but only some pixels off center. It leaves always a big gap between my head and the top of the frame, no matter what I do. It is the same for the software tracking feature in the Hohem app. It always handles me back. I wrote an email to the Hohem support and they answered me right away very professionally. I had many other questions too and told me that there is no option to put me more off center. Again, the support was really great and I was really happy that they answered everything and were very honest about their app. So both app supports manual settings and manual white balance, but only the DJI Mimo app supports 4k30 HDR. 4k60 HDR you must use anyway the built-in iOS app. So even the Filmic Pro doesn't support 4k60 HDR. Now let's talk about the gimbal moves. There's one move I really like, and it was important for me that the gimbal can do that. With this move I had issues with the iSteady V2, so let me show you. The support told me to change this setting here, but I was somehow out of luck. Even I changed some other settings, it wouldn't work as smooth as the DJI OM5. When I was capturing the demo movie for you guys, I didn't get it to work really properly. Before it worked much better. Maybe it's like some kind in front of the camera thing, but maybe I'm doing something wrong. Normally it works much better than that, so I'm not sure what I did wrong on that day. I tested it before and it worked better, but I didn't get you to show it that it worked better somehow, if this makes any sense. The DJI also can stuck like the Hohem sometimes, but mostly when I pressed the button on the back it worked like a charm for me. And yeah, that's how the footage can look like. Because of the tracking, the magnet, the extension and HDR, the little tiny DJI OM5 is the better solution for me. If you don't mind when you're tracked, you're always in the center, then the Hohem is the better one, I would say, because it's really cool that you can use the tracking in every different app. You can switch between modes without going into the app, and you have the selfie light built in, and it's a little bit cheaper, I think. But for my needs, I was going for the DJI OM5. At the end I want to show you real quick some other tools I use. Even I have some huge and rock steady tripods. It's nice to have a lightweight tripod like the Ulanzi, I don't know how to pronounce it, MT-16. That extends and also has a cold shoe mount on it. It's really lightweight and it can even carry my Canon M50. Audio-wise I really love the Lavalier Go, because they can directly capture onto the device. You can use it like I do today, directly as a clip on my cloth or on my hoodie. Really like also their lavalier mics. I use them pretty often, so it's not that obvious that I'm using a mic on my body. I also really like the Rode VideoMic ML, because it snags directly to my iPhone. But these days I'm not sure, because the mic of the iPhone 13 Pro Max is by its own very good, so I'm not sure if I will ditch it at some time. I have to do some more testing for that. Last but not least, I like to use this little light. It's again the Ulanzi VL49 RGB. You can change the different colors, temperatures, and also you can do a full RGB cycle. I also like that you can charge it with USB-C. I think you have seen this one in many of my videos somewhere in the background. It doesn't matter what phone you have, but I really can recommend this case because it's rugged. It has also a kickstand that I use very often when I do a talk or something like that. Yeah, as a wet blader, my phone must survive some abuse, I would say. I will link all the tools down in the description, and there's also a link where you can find all the tools I use for wet blade stuff and for digital stuff in here. Yeah, I hope I could help some of you guys with this video and explain what makes my life easier for capturing videos. And as promised, the next video will be a wet blade video again. And as always, I'll be back, guys.